Good, yourself? Oh, all right. So I'm on day 3, and I'm finally doing the introduction. Back at the cabin in Alaska. And I'm actually trying to sit down and have a dinner. It's 6 o'clock here, so it's probably around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock my time. It's always easier transitioning here than it is back. But anyway, yeah, so I'm back at the cabin by myself. I left Christine and the kids in Georgia. So thank you, Christine, because there's absolutely no way I would have got done what I needed to get done with the 5 of us here. So where we left off last time was we needed to insulate the cabin, and that's what I did. So you'll see some footage after this that was taken today and yesterday, because I had my buddy Eric here for 2 days, him and his son and his monster of a dog, Sherman, as in a Sherman tank. So it was kind of fast and furious. We hit the ground running, so I didn't really have a lot of time to like set up and get the camera going. So we insulated the cabin. Insulation's in, plastics in, vapor barriers in. I'm going to tell you right now, if it wasn't for Eric, I wouldn't have gotten done. I wouldn't probably get, it probably would have taken me the entire week to get this project done. But with him here, we were able to knock out most of it in about a day and a half. So tomorrow I will do plywood backer. And then I got a couple of other small projects that I want to get done while I'm here. And now that it's kind of slowing down, I can like set up the camera and do stuff like that. So I'm going to make a couple benches. I'm going to make some water things. You'll see that later, just pump and sink and stuff like that. So that when we come up here in June of next year, we can actually come and hang out and have some fun and not be and not just be inundated with work and not being able to actually enjoy anything. So that's the plan. It actually went pretty smooth this time. Only issue I had was actually at the airport. I rented a truck and I got a minivan. It is what it is. I made it work. But truck would have been nice, but man, minivan works. And then that's it. So again, a couple more projects. This is not a how to do project. This is not a how to do channel. This is just how we do. So if you're looking for step by steps, this ain't it. And the thing is it's figuring it out on your own is half the fun, right? So I'm gonna eat my rice and potatoes because that's all I pretty much had the energy to make, and I'm gonna enjoy the sun, what's left of it, and I probably don't even have the energy to start a fire, but we'll see what happens. All right, enjoy the video. All right, so we just finished up the venting. That's pretty much phase 1. Took us a little while. It's kind of tedious. We ended up having to tape all the tape all the joints because we ended up putting like 45-degree angles on it to make sure that the vents vented. So that is the first part of this project done. Took us, I don't know, probably about 6 hours ish. That's it for day one.
Hi.
That's it for day one in the books. Then tomorrow we're gonna do insulation, plastic, and plywood, and then we'll go from there. Oh, he's fine.
We'll let you another tape, sorry.
Sherman. Just wanted everybody to know this is Sherman, and he is 8 months old, and he is a house. So this is the beginning of day 2. This is typical September Alaskan weather, completely fogged in. They're not calling for rain, so that's a good thing. Because we're about to insulate the cabin. R21 2x6. What's up, Micah? Want to say hi to everybody?
Hello.
So Micah's gonna do all the work today, and me and his dad are gonna hang out and watch.
Yeah.
So again, a couple hours worth of work. So I'll put you guys up in the corner. You can watch from there. So update, finished the installation. It's insulated. So it took us, I don't know, Eric, what? That's Eric, by the way. What time we start? 8:30.
Yep.
So 8:30, we got everything insulated. It is probably around 1-ish, which means that it's 5-ish my time. And now we're gonna do the fun part, which is the vapor barrier. So we cleaned it out a little bit, and it actually came together, and I got a couple of bundles to return, so that's good, because I've spent a lot of money since I've been up here. All this is just a money pit. So all right, well, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going and finish this thing up. I'll put this up somewhere in the corner, and you can see us fighting with plastic. So I am gonna get started on hanging some drywall, hanging some plywood. I had to make a couple of corrections in our overlap. For some reason, I was thinking start from the bottom down and work up, but the minute I woke up this morning, it just dawned on me. I don't know why I thought that. So the plastic, I just had to make sure it tucked in behind. Yesterday we had it laying on this side, and I need to put it on the other side. So good thing I just caught it now. It's a shed. It's a cabin in Alaska. I'm trying my best to make sure that it's good, because once I put this backer board up, so I'm using 3/8 plywood just to as a backer board, and then in the future put some kind of decorative thing up. I don't know if I'm going to do shiplap, or I'd like to do some kind of rough cut lumber. I think that would look really cool. But yeah, so I'm going to have to film a lot of this off my iPhone for the next couple of days, because unfortunately, I don't know, we miscommunicated, and I don't have another SD card for the GoPro. and I guess I must have took some lengthy videos because I filled up the SD card already. And the only other SD card I have is for my game camera, and I am not using that because I'm gonna hang up that game camera so we can see if people are on the property that shouldn't be on the property, which we've already had a couple of people use our driveway for turnaround. I think they were thinking that, you know, they were gonna get a free camping spot for the night, and then they come down and see the cabin. And they're like, "Oh shit, somebody lives here." Yeah. So anyway, unfortunately, I'm not going to have this like set up to do any time lapse or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of do 2 or 3 minute intervals as I go through and start hanging plywood and stuff like that. I'm by myself today. I'm by myself for the next couple of days. So I'm going to work in kind of areas. I'm going to get the backer board up over here, and then I have all this stuff in the cabin, so then I'm going to move everything to the other side and then do the backer board on that side. So I'm going to try to just keep plugging away. Hopefully I'll make a big dent in it today. I have a couple other small projects that I really want to get to, namely a working water system. I got to redo the crapper from last year, or from last time we were up here, because I made the box too small. And then I have some other things. I have a battery system that I want to get going. I was going to put a solar system on this cabin, but after getting some quotes and just, the price was just not making sense in my head. So I bought an $800 lithium X2 battery. I have some RV components that I got from eTrailer.com, and I had enough stuff in my garage that I brought it all up, where I ended up I probably have maybe $1,500, and it's going to be the same thing that I was getting quotes for $4,500 for. So for our purposes, this will work fine. And then we'll go from there. So maybe I'll try to do a time lapse later when the sun comes up. I'm getting kind of angsty right now because I need the sun to come up so that I can start cutting plywood, but it's probably not going to come up for another hour. And I'm still trying to stay as close to East Coast time as possible so that I'm not totally jacked up when I get back home. But all right. So there's something to be said about buying the right tool for the right job. I tried saving a few bucks, and it looks like it bit me in the ass. I bought a drywall screw gun, something that I really didn't think I would need again in the future, so I didn't want to drop the coin on like a DeWalt for a couple $100. But anyway, I bought something from Harbor Freight, and it's not the tool. I bought an adapter off eBay to the battery, because I have DeWalt batteries up here, and I couldn't bring the batteries, the Hercules batteries, up here with me because I'm not really sure what the rules are. I guess I probably could have just put it on my carry-on. Anyway, long story short, my little $30, not even 30, my little $15 adapter is failing me, and I can't use the DeWalt batteries with the Harbor Freight Hercules line. It's just, the connection's just not good, and it's not working. So again, not a knock on either brand tool company. Just I should have just spent the money and bought what I knew I needed. But instead, it is what it is. So now I got to run to Moore's, which is the hardware store up here. I got to see if they got a drywall gun. Hopefully they do. If not, I'm heading into town because I'm pretty much at a standstill without it. I'm hanging the backer board, and I need the drywall gun. All right, more to come. So I picked up this Metabo belt fed drywall screw gun. And working here by myself, this thing's gonna save me a lot of time. So I got it working. It took a little kind of figuring it out, but I finally figured it out. And I got my first panel hung. So I'm gonna try to do a time lapse to at least do this wall here, and then we'll see how it turns out. Here's my end of the day wrap up. Even though I got off to a super late start today and had to run all the way back into town, it was worth it. I was still able to get all the sheathing done for the first floor. I should have it. I should have it buttoned up tomorrow. I need to have it done by tomorrow because I think they're calling for rain. I might have a good day tomorrow. I might have a good day Wednesday, but I know they're calling for rain Thursday and Friday. So I definitely need to have this buttoned up by tomorrow. And then I want to build a countertop. While I was at Lowe's, I made the best of it, and I picked up a 8-foot countertop. And see where this table is here with all this pile of crap on it. I'm gonna make a kind of a counter unit. So I'll do some video for that too. All right, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Tuesday, it's my 4th day here. A little bit of rain this morning, which was not unexpected. It's 6:30. I'd love to get started, but it is still dark out, and all I have is this little lamp. So it's not like I'm gonna get any work done right away. So today's goal is to get the rest of the backer board up in a reasonable time. I've done some long days, and I just want to finish off at a normal time. Still trying to stay on East Coast time, so I've been up since 4 here, which is actually 8. Made a cup of coffee, and just gonna hang out in the cabin until the sun comes up and I get some light in here. And then once it's like done spitting out there, I can pull my tools out. I think I have 2 good days without rain. Today, I think they're calling for rain a little bit later this afternoon, like around 5 or 6. So I want to be wrapped up by 4 and tarps on everything. And we're getting there. We're getting there. A lot of lessons learned. So now that I know how to do this, when we do the other cabins in the future, I kind of have an idea of how much time I'm going to need, what materials. It's all a learning process, right? Might have done some things differently, but this is starting to work out pretty good. It's definitely warmer in here, that's for sure. When we came up here in May, there was a couple mornings that were a little chilly, and you just couldn't heat it because the heat would go right out the ridge vent. But now it's definitely, you run the little buddy heater. Although it sucks all the moisture out for sure, it definitely heats it out. You turn it on for about 10-15 minutes and this place is pretty toasty. So I bought a diesel heater, and eventually I'm going to switch to diesel. I just don't think that's a project I'm probably going to get to this go around. I'll do like an inventory at the end of like everything that I planned on doing and everything that I accomplished and everything that I didn't accomplish. Because there's a couple things that I'm probably just going to leave till next time. We're planning on coming up in May and bring the kids. Small things I can work on, like battery systems, getting the diesel heater like that. But obviously with the kids up here, swinging sheets of 4x8 plywood was not conducive.
So that's why I'm up here right now before the winter sets in. So this way, when we come up in May, June, we'll be ready to rock and roll for the kids. So, all right, I'll do some time lapse again. I have to do most of this off my iPhone. So I'll do some time lapse today. I'll do some photos and we'll put that in there. I'll kind of hodgepodge this together and a collage, as you would say. All right. It's slow going, but it's getting there. I'd be happier if the seams were tightened up better, but this is what happens when you work by yourself. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, oh, I can get the seams real tight, airtight. But, I don't know. Anyway, we're getting there. I don't want to speak too soon, but the end is near. This was a pain in the ass to do it by myself, but it's getting done. As usual, a couple lessons learned. I was trying to be diligent in my usage of my plywood, but I guess when I ordered it, I had already taken into account for that. So I spliced in some pieces I didn't really need to. I could have done it all in one shot with two boards per row. It made sense when I was doing it, and then when I realized how many sheets of plywood I actually had versus what I was doing, I just switched over to using whole sheets. And what I mean by that is that's 50. That there is 56, and then this is 30. So I was thinking to use one whole sheet, I would need to splice in 9 inches, which is essentially what I was doing right there. And then I got ahead of myself and I ripped down a bunch of boards that I didn't really need to. So I kind of, I got ahead of myself and I shouldn't have. But I was just trying to get to the point. Working by yourself, it's like, well, let me get all the material cut and then I'll just spend the day hanging it. And that kind of backfired on me. I ended up catching it and whatever. I mean, this is just backer board. It's not going to be the stuff you're going to see. I think a lot of things, but, I could have just put 3/4 inch plywood all down here and then done the backer board. I mean, there's 1,000 things I could have done. And as I'm working through it, it just, I don't know. We'll see how this one turns out in the future, and then I'll know for the other cabins what I want to do. But I'm hoping that this will be buttoned up today, because like I said, I got a couple other small projects that I really want to work on tomorrow and Thursday. I don't want to spend my whole time here just doing this. So it's about 2:15 right now. If I can have all this buttoned up by 5 tonight, I'll be ecstatic, and then I can start figuring out what I'm gonna do for this little kitchenette area. I kind of have an idea already, and then we'll go from there. All right, good morning. It is Tuesday. Nope. Is it Tuesday? I'm losing track of days already. No, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So I finished all the backer board yesterday.
I'm like 80% happy with it. I could have done some different things and saved some time in the future, but it is what it is. So this is the first time actually building out a cabin like this. So our plan for the future is to have a couple of these up here. So now that I kind of know what we're doing or what I need to do, it'll be a lot easier in the future. It's cold out. It is. It's about 30. It is toasty in here for the first time. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, which is my normal gig down in Georgia. I got my little buddy heater going. Not a biggest fan of the buddy heater. I'm just warming up some old coffee from yesterday before I make a new cup. Yeah, so anyway, today's goal is to build like a little kitchenette area. So I picked up just a cheapo 8-foot countertop from Lowe's when I had to drive to town to get the screw all gun. Which I still say that was a good purchase because that was definitely made hanging overhead plywood a hell of a lot easier. I look like crap, but it is what it's 4 days in. What else? I don't know. I'm gonna make some coffee and then I'll turn this back on. I'm gonna build out this wall here. I had 2 pantry cabinets that I made previously. We're gonna separate those a little. And I'm gonna put a desk in between the 2 of them. When I say desk, really, I'm just putting a piece of plywood in between both of them. That cabinet will slide down to the edge of this window. We will have the sink. We will have a drawer for utensils. And then I'll do another 36-inch cabinet here to accommodate our 12-volt refrigerator. So that is the goal today. I'll do some video of cutting down the carcasses and then putting everything together. I'm just glad I got to this point because I think today, this is going to be a good project for today. And then if I finish this today, that will leave me tomorrow to finish bathroom accommodations, some plumbing, a battery setup that I wanted to get to, but none of it's really do or die. If I don't get to that stuff, I'll get to it in May, June when we come up next time. Everything's here. I'll take videos for myself. I have to do a better inventory of everything I have here. So that's what I kind of plan on doing tomorrow, buttoning everything up. I don't know if I'm going to leave tomorrow or if I'm going to leave Friday. I fly out at 1:30 in the morning Friday. So I need to get to my buddy Scott's so I can do my laundry. And I'm going to leave a couple things down there, but mostly just our batteries. I don't want to leave the batteries up here over winter. Everything else can stay. I don't have any food products. And anything that I had food on it, I'll just leave in the shed. So if we have any wildlife that comes around, they'll attack the shed and not the cabin. And then also I have to put up game cameras. Where we had the game camera this year, it did catch a couple things, but just wasn't in the right position. So I'm going to put up another one too. Mostly it's just to keep an eye on the front door. We're not really going to have any problems up here. I say that and I just jinxed myself. But anyway, I'm going to get to work. You probably can't see that, but that thermometer says 35. This thermometer says 72. I call that a win. I grabbed a sink at Habitat for Humanity. $20. I mean, it's just, even if I change it later, it's a good deal. 36-inch carcass for this. I'm going to put water, a pump, and probably a battery down there. And then that will be our water. A couple of cabinets, or I shouldn't say drawers. This took me a little bit longer than I wanted it to. And, but it's good practice. Eventually, I want to do my own cabinets at home. Definitely going to need a lot better setup than I have here. It's rough cut. I'll just put it that way. But it served its purpose. And then I got another 36-inch carcass here. And that's our 12-volt fridge, running off the, I don't know what brand this is. This is Geniverse battery pack. So that's it. I mean, I literally, it's about as close as you could get. As we used to say, bang it to fit and paint it to match. So tomorrow I just have, Christine wants a little desk here. That'll be quick. And then in the morning, while I'm waiting for the sun to come up, I'm going to wire in for the plumbing. I have a pump and stuff like that. And then what else? So tomorrow's pretty much my last full day. I want to try to knock out as many odds and ends as possible. I really need to clean up Friday, so I don't want to build anything on Friday. I had planned on staying here till Thursday night and then heading back into Eagle River to hang out with my buddy Scott, but I just don't see that happening right now with what I want to get accomplished tomorrow. I really want to give this cabin a real good cleaning, so I plan on doing that Friday morning when I wake up. Clean everything, get rid of the junk I have. There's a transfer station down the road. Get rid of all the crap, put everything away nice and neat so that when people do come up here, they can utilize the cabin. And then that's it. So I think that about wraps up today. Yeah, I wish I had some more film. There's a little Thai place down the road. Mom's Thai. That's what I got for dinner because I just didn't feel like cooking. So, all right, catch you guys tomorrow. All right, it is Thursday. It's my last day for a big push. I got a couple small projects to do, which are gonna suck up a lot of my time today. I need to build the desk. I'm gonna run down to Moore's, which is the local hardware store here, and see what they have available for a faucet. I also need to clean this thing, it's filthy. Get the water pump running. It's just gonna be a 12-volt water pump. Just wanna get something working. Doesn't have to be pretty. I need to put a ladder in for the kids. I have this 10-foot ladder over here, this fiberglass one. And if I don't get to it, that's what they're going to use. So I'm not really too worried about that. I do want to put in some sort of railing up there, but I need 10 footers. And I'm pretty sure all I have are 8s. So I'll probably have to splice something together. I'm looking at my stack of wood, which is actually underneath a tarp right now because it rained last night. So one thing about Alaska is tarp it. Even if it doesn't call for rain, tarp it, because it didn't call for rain last night. At about 2:30, the skies opened up. So just a piece of advice. If you're ever up here, don't leave anything out overnight that you don't want to get wet, because it'll probably rain. All right. So I'll try to do better filming today. I know yesterday kind of got away from me. So, all right. I'm going to drink some coffee, make some breakfast, and then get to work. That
This is the last time I'm shutting off the generator for this trip. This wraps up September 2025. 5, 6, 7 days of straight work. This is my job site. I got crap everywhere. All right, so today again kind of got away from me. I didn't film as much as I wanted to. What did I get done? I worked on the kitchen a little bit this morning. I got some of the plumbing for the sink in, mostly just the drain and stuff like that. And then I started with our outhouse. So this is our shedder, whatever you want to call it. That's a composting toilet, also known as a bucket that you can shit in. That's what I cut out yesterday out of the sink for the countertop. I just repurposed that and made a little sink. I actually had ordered a little sink for this, knowing I probably wasn't going to get something like that here. I spent probably 2 hours today farting around with this foot pedal, water pump, and for some reason, I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't. I don't know what I did. So I have a similar setup in the hiker, and I did something knowing I was going to do it here, and for some reason, the pump just won't shut off, which means that it's pressure slipping by. I don't know. I spent like 2 hours changing the battery source, changing the pump. I had a second pump. I switched around outlets. I switched around the intake, and I just ended up giving up. I just ended up running out of ideas of what it could be, what could be wrong. So it's first day that I actually finished up before 4. It's 3:45. Normally I've been knocking off around 5:36 after getting up at like 4 in the morning. But yeah, so now I'm just going to go through everything, start cleaning everything out. I got to get out of here early in the morning tomorrow. I need to hit the post office, ask some questions. I met one of my neighbors. That was kind of cool. Got their contact information. So, if anything happens, he'll be able to get a hold of me and likewise. What else? That's kind of it, folks. We'll do one last walkthrough tomorrow when it's clean. Right now, the cabin is a complete disaster. I kind of got crap everywhere. Flies are out. Since I got like an hour, I think I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and try to see if I can figure out what's wrong with this pump. I just don't get it. I'm annoyed. So that's it. So we're ready for the kids next year, though. At this point, everything works. Worst case scenario, we'll just do a gravity water system, meaning you just put the water high and turn on the spigot. It's kind of disappointing that I didn't get that going, but that was one of my bigger goals, was to get running water, semi-running water. But got the upstairs loft cleaned out. I don't have a whole lot now. I used up a lot of my supplies. I got to figure out where I'm going to put some projects that I thought I was going to knock off. I'll do next year when I come up with the kids, and I'll give them something to do. I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to spend 20 minutes on YouTube. If I can't figure it out, I'm done. And then And then that's it, man. That wraps it up. I'll close the cabin up, head back home. My flight is at 1:30 in the morning. It's typical, flying back to the East Coast. So, hit the post office. I gotta hit the DMV, get a trailer registered, shower, laundry, drop a couple things off at my buddy's, and then that's it. And then I'll see this place in May, June-ish. All right. So I guess this is going to be the wrap up. It is Thursday night, about 7 o'clock. I got my fire going. Eating the last of my dinners. Is that curry pack that they sell at Walmart? It's actually pretty good. And chicken thighs. So this was a hell of a week. I got a lot done. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to. Pretty disappointed that my pump, it wasn't the pump, so I was trying to put this foot pedal faucet on that, it's like something you get on a boat. It's an easy way to conserve water, that's all. But for some reason, the pump just doesn't like it. When I took that pedal off, it worked fine. Something's in the brush over here. I can hear it walking through. I'm gonna get a deterrent. We'll just leave that right there out of the sight of the camera, because I know YouTube isn't a big fan of boomsticks. And that is a very big boomstick. If you're familiar with the Marlin Trapper, you know exactly what it is. If you know anything about moose too, they're massive, but man, are they stealthy. So anyway, it's been drizzling on and off all day, which really put a hamper on things. I think tomorrow's supposed to be nice. I really hope it is, because I need to pack up. My plan was to pull everything out of the cabin, blow it all down, give it a good cleaning, and then put everything back in and do like a inventory. We'll see how the weather goes. That's it. So cabin is insulated and it is toasty. Believe it or not, last night I left the big window open, and it was still 75 degrees in there with my little buddy heater on. All right, I think I've rambled on enough, but we'll be back up here in May. I'll have a couple small projects as usual, and I hope you kind of enjoyed this one. I know it's a little different. I had to shoot almost all of it off my phone, so and then also to just forgetting to turn the camera on. But that's it. All right, that's September 2025 from Alaska. Thanks for watching.